what makes this track so unique is usually people know me for R&B and hip hop tracks. I mean, and this is a hip hop track, but it's more West Coast. You know,
we got that bop, yeah.
They got that bop of West Coast. This is, you know, we in the Midwest, so I'm super excited to bring a different vibe to the region of the world.
Yeah, no, as soon as you sent me the track and I listened to it, it just like it hit me right away. Like it is fresh, it is fire. I was like, this is exactly what we need to hear on WYCE. And yeah, we've been really kind of making a push in the last couple of years to highlight more local hip hop artists. So I was super stoked that you reached out. I know we tried to connect last summer, and schedules didn't quite line up. I was busy. I'm also a musician, so I was doing too many things last summer, wearing too many hats. I learned my lesson. I'm doing one less hat this summer.
No, I know how it is, man. It's you know, I feel like things happen for a reason. You know, nothing just happens. Everything happened for a reason. Last year around that time where I was reaching out, I was like, my mom told me, she was like, yo, son, when you getting on the radio? Like, your music is hot. People need to hear this. And I was like, she right. And I just got on my phone and I started reaching out to radio stations. I'm like, I gotta find a radio station to get on. I gotta find one. And I feel like it didn't happen at that time for a reason, because I wasn't as consistent as an artist. I wasn't as branded as an artist, and just, you know, I just wasn't as focused. And like, in another year, I've been working with Obie for like the past year now, a year and a half, and we just been cooking up tracks. And it's been so dope because it's like not only my ideas, but it's his ideas as well. And when we heard this track, man, I got videos I'm gonna drop later, but we was going crazy in the studio like, yo, it's done. Right. And I was like, all right, let me try to reach out to some radio stations one more time. Yeah. And Wyce came up, and then I hit y'all up, and then I saw your name, and I was like, wait, Chris, I text this name before. I went on Instagram, and I saw we already been chopping it up, and we're supposed to make it happen, but it didn't. But I'm happy that it is now. Like, we here, 2025.
It's the right time now.
Yeah, and you're right, man. Everything, like, time is everything. Everything happens for a reason. Many times in my musical journey where I felt like there was some roadblock or door closed, and it was actually like getting me ready for the next thing.
Exactly.
You know? So very, very glad that we finally got you in here. And yeah, the track is absolute fire. How long you been working with Obie?
About a year, maybe a little year, some change. Like we met through another artist that I work with, a couple artists, and then I worked with your cousin. Yeah. And then it was crazy how it all just happened. And
get this artist was one of my high school teachers. So
shout out to Horse Southern Beast.
was my high school teacher, and my cousin, he now works at our old high school as a security guard. So they became homies, and they was coming to the studio session with Obie, and he was like, yo, trying to come to the studio session with us? And I ended up just coming with him.
And then you sang on that track that night, too, I believe. You did some backup work.
Did I?
Yeah, I think you did some backup. And then I was like, yo, this kid is kind of nice. And then we exchanged numbers, and then you started coming with yourself.
Yeah. I was like, well, I'm going to lock in if ain't nobody else going to lock in.
Yeah.
Real quick, before we play the track, you want to talk on your inspiration on the track? Like, how did we land on that? You know, first off, how did we land on that beat? And then secondly, like, what was you thinking when you was creating that beat?
Well, we landed on it. I was just kind of playing beats, and I didn't think you would like it at first. And I remember playing it, and then I was like, nah. And I immediately went to the next track. And then you was like, wait, go back. And I was like, you ain't going to like that one. And then I played it, and then he was like, no, I'm feeling this. So you started writing right there. I think you wrote a couple things, and he just went into the booth and just kind of did it. Yeah. But making the beat, I didn't use any samples or anything. That was all just kind of me just playing around. And then I found something, and I was like, you know what it was? I think I was listening to some Dre. I think I was listening to some Dr. Dre. And it just inspired me to go in there and just make something, and it actually sounded like it came out with that West Coast feel. So I guess you could thank Dre. Thanks, Doc.
Thank you, Doc. Yeah, man. I've always loved, West Coast and Coast hip hop is great, but I'm just slightly more partial to the West Coast.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's because the sun's setting on that side of the state.
It's a vibe.
And yeah, it totally comes through in the track.
Yeah.
And then, Tyrell, we were talking earlier this week about you wanted to touch on, you mostly make secular music, but trying to incorporate a little more spiritual themes with the track.
So I was actually scared of this song for a while because I haven't really mentioned God in my music yet. I mean, everybody who knows me knows, where my heart stands and where my values are. But I've never mentioned God in my music, and this is the first song where I'm actually mentioning God. And like I was worried. I'm like, oh my gosh, some of my fans are gonna be like, what? He's a God person? And I was like, all right,
And that's crazy to think that people would be scared away because of God.
You know what I'm saying? It's
true though.
It's a weird world we live in, but like, so, this is my first track where it's more of a hip hop Christian track, and I just feel like a whole bunch of people gonna relate to it based off of like who put you on. Everybody like to say that they're self-made. Everybody like to say that nobody helped them get to where they are, and I'm proud to say that I'm not. A lot of people put me on. A lot of people have fed into me and just grown me as an artist and as a person to get me to this point, and just to make it clear that this is what I'm supposed to be doing, which is music. So this is basically that, and the person who put me on most is God. You know what I'm saying? Like, so this is like a form of that. Like everybody that's coming into my wave, everybody that's coming into my lane, this is what you're gonna get from me. This is where it stems from, and that's what I'm gonna be talking about in the song. And basically, people who like the song, you're gonna be like, wow, I'm vibing with the song. Yeah, now you in my lane. You know what I'm saying? And this is what my lane represents. So
you ride my wave now.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's
Well, kudos to you for leaning into it and owning it. I think, like you said, it's weird times where people are afraid of saying what it is that they care about. But that's fantastic. How we've been building it up. Let's get the people what they want.
All right, it's time for the track. Hey, y'all tap in. Hope y'all like it. Let's do it.
Who put you on?
Exclusive debut on WYCE.
Dropping tomorrow on all platforms.
Go get it.
This is Tyrell J with Who Put You On.
I was gonna say we're gonna be able to hear that joke.
Yeah.
This is either off.
Oh, yeah, we're on. We ended up talking a little bit longer, maybe we'll just finish with the song.
Okay.
Unless there's anything else you wanted to say.
I just want to say one thing, and it's going to be, my name is Tyrell J, and you're listening to Wyce Radio.
Yeah, let's do that. Absolutely. I love that. And then I'll just take over from there. That's love that.
Yeah.
Love that.
I'm crazy to my God, he put me.
Lord. I actually haven't heard this in like a couple weeks. I ain't been listening to it. I was like, I don't want to hear it. Let it come out.
I love that. How to do it. That rhythm
Word.
Nice.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, dude.
Bro, let's go. Here we go.
Man, I haven't listened to this song. Like, this is pretty good.
It's a little different when it's on radio.
Yeah,
Okay.
dude, like, it sounds phenomenal on this.
Right?
That's great. Kudos to us.
Am I saying it right after?
Yeah, well, I'll let you go.
Okay. My name is Tyrell J, and you're listening to Wyce Radio.
Yeah, let's give it up again for Tyrell and Obie.
Hey.
JBU of Who Put You On. Track will be available on all streaming services tomorrow, August 1st. But you got to hear first.
That's
on
right.
88.1